started going.
All right. We are on the set of Makarla, Mistress of Midnight, the public access monster TV show. Miranda Esper, dressed fully as Makarla, the Mistress of Midnight, looks at the camera and says, "Welcome, dear viewers, back to another episode of our Offbeat melody. What a wonderful story we just concluded. An abandoned zoo, hideous beasts, and powerful revelations for our beloved heroes. Truly a marvelous adventure that no one would ever want to miss. But today we start a new chapter in our sordid tale, the latest battle in a conflict spanning decades. Tonight, my dear viewers, we attend to the Melody Art Fair.
I swear to God, if Jesus wins one more damn time.
We cut to the Sweet River Donut Mill and Bakery, a local family-owned bakery business in Melody, where Julie Hazatal is purchasing bread and some other various accoutrements from the baker. Yeah, thank you for the discount. You really didn't need to do that. Ah, no, Julie, I know you're on hard times. So, what's with the creepy man bread? She says, pointing to a refrigerated cabinet where a life-size human-shaped loaf of bread is standing. It is bread that has been shaped in the style of a human wearing old-timey robes with a beard and a crown of pretzel thorns over its head, and little cranberries for eyes. And Abraham Steenstra, the owner of the Sweet River Donut Mill and Bakery, says, "Yeah, well, you know, the art fair's starting in a couple of weeks. Figured I'd finally show off my entry to it." Your entry? Yeah. What do you think? So it's like a bread man? Yeah, you know, it's the take of my body and eat it. What?
Jesus.
It's Jesus. Oh. Isn't he normally like on like that wooden thing? You mean a cross? Yeah. But I went when he is risen out. See, look, if you look at the palms, there's some of the filling that's from a stigmata. Huh. Yeah, generally the artisanal crafts don't get very much in the awards category section, but I figured if I did something religious themed, it might sweeten the pot a bit. Huh. Well, good luck to you, Julia says, and as she heads for the door, she notices something stirring in the refrigerated cabinet. She looks over just in time to see the bread Jesus lifting up his hands to push open the door. And despite all she's seen, Julie can't help screaming just a little bit in fright and jumping back as the bread Jesus emerges from the refrigerated cabinet and staggers out into the bakery. Abraham Steenstra goes pale at the sight. What in the goddamn? As the bread Jesus begins screaming in pain. It pushes past Julie and out the door of the bakery, wandering out into the street. People see the bread Jesus and stop and gawk, and then it begins to tear under the weight of its own body and limbs. Its legs collapsing out from underneath it, its body falling to the street. Its head collapses inward, and the red cranberry filling spills out from its wreck of a face. And as it slowly crawls forward on arms that are beginning to fall apart, birds flock from the sky and float down onto the Jesus and begin pecking at it and eating the bread. And as this macabre spectacle shocks and horrifies everyone who sees it, a man wearing a jet black turtleneck, jet black jeans, jet black shoes, and a very bright blue scarf wrapped around his face, along with two incredibly oversized, Coke bottles, black sunglasses, approaches the bird feasts of the bread Jesus and says, "Ah, yes, I see. Take this bread and eat it, for it is my body." Yes, an interesting take, but he reaches in between the birds and pulls out a piece of the pastry and says, "Obviously not a solid construction for a god. A subpar messiah, I believe." And then he walks off, leaving everyone else witness to this horror, which none of them can explain.
I I think that cured my depression.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Melody Art Fair has begun.
Fuck.
My face hurts from trying not to laugh out loud.
Okay, so we're at the Wax Museum. Kaiko, you work here like generally, so what are you doing?
Putting stuff into the new office if I'm not already moved in.
All right, as you're moving, things into your office and sort of making your new base inside the museum, you hear the door, the bell at the door ring, not like a doorbell, but you have a little chime that some stores have when people enter. And you hear, "Oh, hey, Lyle, what are you doing here? Do you have any books on the Devil Dragon?" Not out front at the moment. We're doing some of the, the Karens get kind of up in arms during this season, so we put some of the more,
Third shelf from the back, Kaiko calls out.
Thanks!
Third shelf from the back. Big display, can't miss it. As Kaiko puts the box down, comes out front.
Comes up front. Okay, so you see Lyle Elzebul, who basically looks like Dean from the Iron Giant.
Yeah,
In fact, just literally Dean from the Iron Giant. Just physically, just Dean from the Iron Giant. Maybe slightly more modern dress, but like he is a beatnik outside of beatnik times.
Oh no.
And he is currently thumbing through the collection of books on the Devil Dragon of Melody. Why the interest, if you don't mind my asking? Well, the art fair is coming up. Yeah? Well, he closes one particularly thick tome. I've got an idea for what the Resistance is going to do against the Karens this year.
This is going to be good.
So, my plan. I'm going to make a hoax that the Devil Dragon is haunting the art fair. Every year, they make this whole thing about Jesus. They make it all about Christianity. It's the Christian art pieces that win. Well, this year, the devil's coming to the art fair. And not just a sculpture like last time, no. I'm bringing the goddamn devil, and I'm gonna put the fear of God into those goddamn Christians. Lyle, do you ever think that, like, maybe this obsession's, getting away with you a bit? Simon, you have to understand, this is about artistic integrity, and also about telling those fucking rich fundamentalists to fuck off. You can't be too obsessed with it. You can't be neutral in the Melody Art Fair. So how much are these books going to cost me? Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's $39.96 with tax. Well, worth it. Be seeing you two, and maybe tell your boss that the dragon's been sighted. He says with a smile before leaving the building. Meanwhile,
in any other year, if he asked me to do this 2 years ago, I'd be super down to do it. But given everything, this sounds like a very bad idea that could backfire exponentially.
What are you talking about? A hoax in a town of literal monsters? What could go wrong? All right.
Wait a minute,
Meanwhile,
It's a
Devil Dress.
lawsuit.
Devil Dress. Did? Kaika goes back to go look at him like, that motherfucker's the one who's been squatting in my room, hasn't it? Wait a
it may
minute.
very well be. I mean, it literally is. That was the stinger of the last episode I ran, I believe.
Yeah.
I saw that guy flying around the woods, and I was hiding in a tree.
You know what happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, meanwhile,
Isaac, you have been called in to Dr. Wen's office. And Dr. Wen says, okay, so I've got a strange one for you. Would
That's
you be willing to
definitely
check
significant.
in at the hospital? There's a baker in town, and Abraham Steenstra. Something happened with a creation of his. Apparently, he made a giant bread sculpture of Jesus Christ. And people are saying that some kids rigged it to walk, and it freaked him out, and he had a heart attack. But the informants at the hospital say he's showing some very strange symptoms. I'd like you to check in on that, please.
Isaac's just kind of like
I swear to
at
God,
a loss for words for a second. Yeah, of course. This is. You're not kidding. This is weird.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I'll
I'm
go
not
ahead.
sure what's going on with the moving bread loaf. People said it walked around on its own. And Wen is laughing as he's talking about it, which is obviously preposterous even by the standards of this place. But it did give the man a shock, and he seems to be having some symptoms. I'm wondering if there might be some sort of alien hallucinogen involved. We're currently down particularly trained medical staff outside of the couple of nurses that we've got on payroll. But you've had enough field work with strange maladies where you can probably understand some of what's going on, right?
I've made a point to look into, study more into that. Yeah, but did something happen? Their emergency offsite?
Well, it's just normally when a person has a stress-reduced panic attack, they don't start losing teeth.
Ooh.
Oh,
Thanks for
I was
that new
meaning
beer,
what
Will.
happened to our medical personnel, but that is, yeah, that's something.
Yeah. So here's your cover story. Just tell them that you're an extended relation, and we've got some ID proof of it if they really press you, but they won't.
Right.
How's
Okay.
how's your little squad of townies doing? I remember that you told me Kaiko was in very bad shape after her run-in with
She's recovering pretty well from what I've seen physically.
any word on whether or
uh,
not they would like a job offer?
I brought it up before, and from what they've learned of Spindle themselves in this last situation with, who, they most seemed it's going to be a hard sell for them.
Well, don't push them away, but try to work on it. I really think it's in their best interests to get on payroll, get some backing and protection from the agency. We've got way more resources than some rinky-dink wax museum.
Isaac keeps a straight face. He's like, "Oh, I've been meaning to bring it up to them. I'll
Keep up the good
definitely
work,
next
Isaac,
time.
and tell me anything you noticed down at the hospital, would you?
Of course." And Isaac will depart for the hospital.
Right. Back at the Wax Museum. Julie Hazatall bursts into the building and says, "Where's Kaiko?" And Simon's like, "Oh, hey, Julie, how are you doing?"
If it's about the Devil Dragon, Lyle's doing a hoax.
What? No, it's about Jesus.
I mean, it's the art fair, so
No, I mean, okay. So I was at the bakery, right? And it turns out Abe has made like this life-size Jesus out of bread. A bread Jesus. A Jesus made of bread. Like, why even, what? And it started walking.
but huh.
And then it walked out the door, and it fell apart, and birds ate it, and Abe had a heart attack or something, and had to be taken to the hospital. And the police say it's teens, but how? How do you make a bread sculpture walk? Right?
Can I go DM Hal about it?
You get back a string of ellipses, and then a what? Without a question mark, just a what?
Hold on. Drake, do you know anything about this?
Greg pops in wearing a plaid suit with a plaid top hat. No, I do not. And promptly vanishes again.
I feel like you guys are really abusing the supernatural weird shit now that I know that this is going on.
I
Either that or I've just been incredibly unobservant until now.
This is out of character, but oh, Simon, you don't know abuse yet. You don't.
Shady.
Kaiko's
Out of
holding
character.
back.
I think out of character, Isaac's been, now that he can see them, he's been shooing away the watchers from blocking Simon. He's just like, "Get out! Stop it!"
And the Simon was like, "What are you doing?"
So what is this?
Could be a ghost or poltergeist.
Like
Yeah,
a holy ghost inside of Jesus bread?
I'm just maybe like a ghost of a prankster possessing it or something.
Oh, that's a lot dumber than evil Sasquatches. You'd kind of expect total consistency from our various monsters, but
no offense to Drake, but this is the kind of stuff he would pull as a joke. But I don't think he would go as far to give a guy a heart attack.
yeah, he was looking bad. They wheeled him out to the hospital and everything.
I'll call the others and see what they think about it.
Shame. Abe's one of the few people who's been nice to me since all the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, everyone else gets a ping, which includes Isaac. So I imagine Isaac would respond to he's already there.
Yeah, he'd say, "Yeah, on my way to talk with Abe now, or check in with Abe."
Huh. Isaac's already there, so Spindle might already know about this. So this might actually be something.
All right, at the hospital, Isaac. As you
Yes.
walk in, a nurse approaches you and says, "Oh, Mr. Steenstra, how good of you to come. Well, follow me. We'll go to your uncle."
Yes. How's he doing? I'm really worried when I got the phone call.
And as you're walking through the hallway, she shoots you a very conspiratorial glare like look, and she's like, "Not good." And she takes you into the room where the man is, and he's on a one of those breathing machines, and his eyes have been bandaged up.
His eyes have been what?
Bandaged up.
Oh.
Something at first, he had just fainted. But his temperature has been vacillating wildly between deathly cold and horribly feverish. Then he started spitting out his teeth, and now his breathing is labored, and something horrible's going on with his eyes.
Is he becoming a bakery person?
She undoes the bandages and shows you, and when she staggers backward in shock as his sockets are completely sunken in, and the eyelids are beginning to like just sort of slaw off, leaving just these empty fleshy holes in his face.
Oh.
Thanks, I hate it.
And Isaac goes, okay, and immediate first thought is paranormal. He's just like, okay, we need a quarantine. This looks like a flesh-eating bacteria. Go get the doctors.
I will. And she darts out of the room.
While she's gone, Isaac will pull out his little tricorder device and just see if there's like any kind of readings or if like.
Oh, fuck
actually,
yeah, yeah.
And he'll like use the site.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what does that do?
Hold on, I need to bring. It's in my character sheet. You can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences you may communicate with and even make deals with spirits you can see, and you have more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Alright, cool. And what do you have to roll for it? Or do you
Investigate a mystery.
Yeah, okay.
Right, it's investigate a mystery, or it's just also can see
so you're just going
supernatural
to use
stuff.
the site. Okay. So you look deep and try to see spectral traces or what have you. And you do see these sort of phantasmal limbs of energy all touching this man's body. Like there's like multiple of them. Like you'd say roughly a dozen different long multi-jointed arms. Like they move with a sort of rubber hose style, like an octopus limb. But they're tipped with vaguely humanish hands. And all of these arms branch up into this giant swollen body. That when you turn on the site, basically, the body at first appears just as like a shadowy blob, but then spectral glowing eyes emerge on its surface. And at that moment, Abe opens his mouth, and you see that between his lips and his jaws, there's a very humanish eyeball, except it's large enough to fill the entirety of his mouth.
Oh, does this look like the Gourmand again?
Yes, you are reminded of the Gourmand.
Mon
Very
2.0,
much.
let's go.
Can I use an ability that I've only used once before? I want to jinx this fucking thing.
Okay, what's that do?
I'll just post it because it is big.
Okay. When you jinx a target, roll plus weird. On 10 plus, hold 2. Okay. So you can give them -1 with the interfere of a hunter.
I want to interfere with the monster is trying to do, and that's try to take. I want to hinder it from taking over this.
Okay. What's your roll?
Poor Abe. I gotta roll it. 4. Come on. 6. So that's a 10, and I just.
Ooh.
So
All right.
even
so you can
without
do
a
two things
bonus.
to fuck with it.
Yeah, I want to interfere with it, and I want the target to lose something that I will soon find. I don't know what that is, but it might be useful.
Okay.
I'm trying to jinx the gourmand.
All
Oh
right.
God. Fucking...
Oh, it's not necessarily the gourmand.
Or whatever this thing that's
It is
coming through.
gourmand-esque, but it's not necessarily the gourmand.
Ah, a subspecies, if you will.
Or perhaps a cousin.
It's a bitch, is what it is.
It's Saniac.
Okay, so you've got
No.
2. You're interfering with what it tries to do, and it will lose something that you will soon find.
Yeah.
All right. Like when you use what magical power you have, you inflict this jinx upon the creature, and you see the arms twitch and the fingers draw back. And most of the arms end up pulling away and sort of being sucked back into the creature's body, but 2 remain on this man's head. Still holding on to him. So, let's say you've given Abe more time to be cured,
Okay.
but something has happened and you have not figured out how to stop it entirely yet, but you've bought him time.
Okay.
Good use of that.
I'm gonna step out into the hall and very rapidly
Doctors are
text everyone.
immediately
Goes,
cordoning off the area because they've gone through this shit before.
yeah,
Some of them even vaguely remember you as one of the people who was sent to sort of clear out the infestation problem.
yeah, and I even say, oh, there was like one doctor that was like actually seemed more level-headed about the weirdness than the others. I'll try to find him and say it's a similar situation. Keep him isolated.
That's not the one that got
But
killed by the general, is it?
no, that one was an asshole.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you find him and yeah, you
Like
get the,
that guy even said it wasn't like. I think even that guy said no big loss.
Yeah. It's like he was a joke character, and we don't worry about that.
You know,
The guy
characters in this serious horror campaign?
More likely than you think.
We don't talk about the Grinch.
But yeah, just tell him is like, yeah, cordon it off, keep at least observation, and contact, if development happens. And Isaac will rapid fire text that ring goes, we may have a gourmand like situation developing at the hospital. Need assistance.
Well, fuck.
That's Hal texts back and
Just-
goes, "Alright, do we need another backhoe?"
I might need a bigger plan altogether. Just need to talk.
Okay.
Are you
So-
heading to the wax museum?
Yeah.
Okay. As you drive towards the wax museum, you feel your car start to fight a little bit the direction you're going. Almost as if there's a really, really heavy wind and your car is struggling to maintain a straight line. and sort of subconsciously you're drawn in a direction. You know, you're drawn to sort of look to the direction that your car is trying to swerve to. And as you do, you notice something in like the bushes on the on the curb.
I'll pull over.
All right, you pull over, and you find in the bushes a framed painting with a little tag on it that's a sign that's says that the entry information for it for the Melody Art Fair. It's a painting of Jesus Christ with an eye in his mouth and mouth where his eyes should be.
Motherfucker!
Okay.
Where are we now?
Put the car and
I had
bring
to
this
step out for
along.
a second. What happened?
Isaac just found a nice, accurate portrait of Jesus Christ.
With an eyeball in his mouth and mouth
where his eye should be.
Oops.
Is there like an artist name on this thing, or is it just art fair?
Yeah, there's a name written on it. But you have trouble reading it for some reason. I should have pulled this up beforehand, so give me a second. You're struggling to parse the words. Like you recognizing letters, but they're just when they're combining in your head, they're just not making sense until you just see the sentence repeated in every single column. He will become, you will become. He will become, you will become. He will become, you will become.
Oh, no.
He will become,
God.
you will become.
Zanyek!
I'll fucking kill you.
I'm gonna fucking.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the trunk and hope it doesn't kill me as I drive back over to the Wax Museum.
Shit.
Why?
I'm very angry at you.
Brush the spiders off the pictures.
Yeah, that is actually an interesting way to put it. As you pick up the drawing, you realize that on the back there are threads of webbing, and when you follow one tiny thread of spider silk, you realize that it connects the painting to your car.
What?
Isaac just says, it goes, figures I shouldn't have done that. Alright, yeah, he's gonna go back to the Wax Museum. Try not to think too hard about that.
All right. So everyone who convenes at the Vax Museum, come on in.
Okay. Hal walks in. He looks around. It's like, oh, you moved all the books already, huh?
TT, we forgot something important.
Yeah?
We forgot to give everybody their roles.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
shit.
stats.
God damn it!
Oh fuck!
Shady
Yeah,
even
okay.
reminded us, and we're all like, ooh.
I remembered, but we were in the zone and I didn't want to interrupt.
It's been
fair.
a while. It's been like, what, 2 months?
Maybe?
Yeah.
We
Maybe
have
longer.
a fuckload
Alright,
of
DM, what's
time.
my skill?
'Cause I don't think we did any in May. Give me a second. Gotta think. And also find my cheat sheet so I remember what goes what. Okay. I'm gonna say, Kaiko, you get tough.
My worst skill. Alright, Scatho, what do you give me? or Hal?
I'm gonna give you weird for this one.
All right. DC, the skill for everyone else.
Oh, okay. Drake, I'm giving you charm. Isaac, I'm giving you sharp.
It really be like that sometimes.
Celia, I'm giving you cool.
Oh.
Hal, I'm giving you charm.
Okay.
Drake, I'm giving you weird. I
You
want
are
to
the
see
game,
you do
Drake.
some weird shit. That'll be
You
a
are-
change. Zoe, I'm giving you sharp because you're a meddling kid.
Okay.
You
You
gave Drake.
Drake one twice.
Well, fuck.
You started
I'm
with
sorry.
Drake and then
Pick one of those two.
All right, I already asked for mine. So, Skazza, you asked.
Mhm. Drake.
Egg sharp. That way. That way, there will be no LOL snakes with Sanyik.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah, well, I can hope. All right, Zoe. What shall
Drake?
mine be?
Take charm. You're so.
TT get
You got to show. Oh wait, did you choose charm with ones Drake that TT gave you?
yeah.
Then you get
Okay.
weird, motherfucker. That's how it's gonna be.
Okay, yeah. Get fucking weird, Shady. Get fucking weird.
Cool. That saves me effort from having the highlights. Sweet.
Celia.
Yo.
What's one?
Weird.
Weird. Okay. Now it's your turn.
I got the last.
Lydia,
Huh?
you gotta
do I
ask
get?
someone for your stat.
Oh, right. Isaac.
Cool.
Okay.
And I think that leaves
Um,
Isaac to ask.
Drake, what should Isaac get?
Does he have tough?
Tough? No, not marked.
Then mark tough.
All right. Tough and sharp.
Weird and sharp.
Weird and tough.
Charm and sharp.
weird.
I don't know why people keep giving me charm.
I mean, did you see the picture? I mean, I blamed the picture of Hal in a bathing suit.
Sure, alright.
You did that, Callie.
Did, but you guys were doing that
All the
before I drew
monsters
that.
seem to like Hal.
That's fair. It's a better reason than being thirsty. Thank you, Isaac.
Also, Hal is basically a giant golden retriever. That's charming as fuck. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
If that was a golden retriever, was part cat.
Hmm.
So
Chuck, by the way, TT.
Sorry, what was that?
How's monosyllabic Chuck? How's he been?
Monosyllabic Chuck. He's in the basement. He's been spending all of his time working on the multi-purpose slurping machine that he has, trying to get its communicator to work. And you've mostly just sort of left him to it as roommates go. He keeps to himself for the most part, occasionally joining you guys for food when invited. Doesn't ask much. Doesn't make too much of a racket. Are you checking in on him?
Yes.
Okay. You see him futzing with the machine with his, big giant robot hands, and one of the pieces breaks as he's working with it, and He stares at it for a moment, and then he just slumps down and presses his head against the machine in frustration. You know, the expression of a person who's been working on something for like days and days and days and has been making no real progress.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, so he sees that. Oh, hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
Do you need any help?
No, I'm fine.
Chuck. He walks over and puts a hand she's on his shoulder, but she's pretty sure
Yeah,
he's got.
he's got like a robotic humanoid-ish suit, so he's got shoulders.
Yeah, but he can't really feel if she puts her hand on his shoulder. But I'm sure he can understand the gesture.
I mean, he's watching you, so yeah.
Hey, Chuck, I'm not the smartest, but you don't gotta deal with this yourself. I told you I wanted to help you find your friends.
Not the one who does machines. I don't even know what's wrong with it.
Well, I have an idea. If you're cool with it, we could go and talk to wax museum owner
Oren?
Oren. Thank you. We can go and talk to Oren. He knows a lot about this kind of magic / advanced technology ?
Okay.
Chuck,
Yeah.
we're gonna find him. Promise.
Okay. He
hugs
hefts the Slurpee machine over his shoulder, which, I mean, it's the size of a Slurpee machine, if not a little bigger. So that's a fucking achievement. That's like slinging a mini fridge over your shoulder.
Hey, we'll figure this out, big guy.
He nods, and he's looking for you to lead the way. Not saying
Alright.
anything because he is a snake cyborg with very few words.
Yes, he is monosyllabic, Chuck.
Yes.
All right. You have like a cloak? Or people just don't really notice you unless we're bewitched, right?
He shrugs. He doesn't know.
That is fair. Oh, we'll just say you're,
I am gonna say last time you guys had him out and about, people did notice, but El Coatl was there, so they assumed it was like
right.
a costume.
Okay. Well, people saw you around when we were dealing with the lake stuff. So if they see you again, they're probably just going to assume you're still, part of that. Even if El Coatl is not there. If anyone asks, you're an actor, okay?
Okay.
Come on, Chuck, let's go. He leads you upstairs.
Alright, and Chuck goes upstairs with you, and I guess chaperones you as you walk to the wax museum?
Yeah, I guess. She stops to grab the general, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's something weird going on, General. We gotta go. But I do have something you might not be happy to hear, though, General.
Wow.
You might need to wear the cat hazmat suit again.
Wow.
I'm sorry! There's something like the gourmand going on, apparently.
Chuck looks at the general and says, "Mask up."
What's he say?
Mask up.
Oh, that hits differently after COVID.
Yeah, it's differently after COVID.
Fuck.
Our original Gourmand session was in 2019.
Yeah. I imagine that session, the horror in that hits a little harder now.
It does, yes. So
I believe there was a world pre-COVID.
Hey, TT, didn't we stop playing in we haven't played in over a year actually.
I haven't been
The
keeper of Offbeat Melodies since I think either September or August. I think August is when I started my hiatus of last year. But we did do those interim sessions, the two, soon to be three. One of those interim sessions will be a post-terim session.
That means you, Gray.
Yeah, Gray, you don't get out of it, you fucker. You thought you could wait it out, but no, you gotta deliver.
Zoe does make a note to grab the cat hazmat suit just in case.
Yep.
Provided
The
provided
general
the-
hisses at it and looks at it warily, the way a cat would look at a cat carrier.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sorry.
assuming the general didn't already destroy it.
No, the general recognizes the utility of the thing, even if he hates it. He's a smart caddy.
I'm sorry. I know you don't like it, but we might have to. I'll have to walk around in one too, and I don't think
Keeps it
I'll be
safe.
able. Exactly. I don't know if I'll even be able to shift inside one if I have to wear one. That'll be weird. But I'm pretty used to that.
As you walk, monosyllabic Chuck presses some buttons on his left arm, and the machinery shifts so that it's suddenly covered in like padded leather, pieces, so that he can then pick up the general and hold him in his arm without the general being like resting on uncomfortable metal.
Aww. Oh, I love monosyllabic Chuck. I love him. Aww. Chuck. I don't
As
know
the
if
two-
the sa-
Oh, sorry,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if the saying has the same meaning for you. I feel like it should, but you're a good egg.
He nods.
She puts her hand on his shoulder. We're gonna figure this out. We figured out way worse.
And although his reptilian snake face is not super expressive, you feel like he's smiling a bit.
Aww.
Then a beaten down flatbed truck drives haphazardly on the country road you guys are walking along with like 4 frat boys hanging out the windows. They're like, "Woo! Cool costume, dude!" And their truck continues to drive along the road as they throw beer bottles onto the road. And then a couple minutes later, you hear a crash.
Oh Jesus!
Should we do something?
Chuck shrugs.
I think we should do something.
You should just call the police and tell them that there's been a car crash there.
That's a good idea, yeah. So we calls the fucking police for the first time in her entire life.
911, what's your emergency?
I think there was a car accident. Bunch of frat
Okay.
boys.
Okay. What road was it on?
I list off the road we're on.
Yeah. Alright, we'll send an officer down.
Thank
Uli!
you. Uh-oh.
Start running.
Well, the police are on it.
Dude. She's like, hangs right up. Okay, Chuck, time to go. And starts like pushing him in the other direction. I'm really not in the mood to deal with Uli Prowler.
There is no mood that is good for dealing with Uli Prowler.
The mood is no.
Alright, at the Wax Museum, you guys hear the sound of police sirens peeling off in the distance as Zoe and monosyllabic Chuck, the like 10-foot tall cyborg snake man, enter the building. Monosyllabic Chuck having to sort of crouch as he walks through the doors.
Did everyone assume he's an art fair exhibit?
Oh my god, they might.
Things in
You got
Melody
some
get
weird looks, but nobody really pried. A lot of weird shit's being put up in town as you pass by. You do see like a lot of sculptures. There is like a yearly. They generally have like a community project, art project, where they'll like make they'll mass produce a sculpture of like an animal, and people will paint it and decorate it differently outside of different stores.
That's nice, actually.
This year the animal in question is like a classic heraldic style dragon.
Ooh. So Zoe grabs a couple.
Yeah, the one out they've just been delivered, so a lot of people are getting to work on them at various businesses, and there is one at the Wax Museum.
Oh, okay.
And Simon and Mallory are both actually sort of they've been put in charge of that business, and they're both discussing in the back.
Usually
what to do
it
with
was
that.
Kaiko's job.
Used to be, but Kaiko, you've got bigger business.
Yeah.
You're management now.
So Zoe comes in with monosyllabic Chuck. Oh, I expected to get some looks, but you just kind of blended in.
In the back room, you hear. So, does it have to be cryptozoology themed? Could we do Smaug from The Hobbit, or? I think we're a Wax Museum. We gotta make it a cryptozoology themed. Because Smaug would be bitching though. Yeah. Man.
I'm pretty sure the bookstore is already doing that.
Oh, damn it! Curse them and their reasonably priced literature.
Hey guys!
Hey Zoe, we're back here.
Okay. I brought a friend.
What's up?
Hi Chuck. Nobody said
Hey.
anything?
No, they actually, we got some looks, but everything's kind of weird around town right now. So
Yeah, it's the art fair. It gets like this. That makes sense.
does it? Is
Yes.
this normal?
Yeah.
So how much of the town is weird shit and how much of the town is Jesus? Percentage wise.
So, while religious-themed art dominates the critics' choices, and, gets lots of good publicity from the various churches, it is ultimately a minority of the art produced. So, I would say maybe 30% of the art is religious on average. Whereas 70% of it is stuff made by people without an agenda and with creativity. So instead of just regurgitating imagery that they think is good because it's their religion, it's people who are doing stuff they actually give a shit about. And some of that probably includes occasionally some Christian art. There have been some tasteful religious pieces in the past. Not all of it's cynical or just thoughtless VeggieTale shit. But the majority is stuff made by various people around Melody and their own weird creative passions. And of that, 10% is a big thing made out of smaller things. Look at this portrait of Abraham Lincoln made out of pennies. That was a real one. That was a real one from Art Prize.
Oh.
It's a big thing made out of smaller things. You get it? It's impressive. Because the smaller things, you wouldn't think they could make a big thing, but they made a big thing.
To be fair, that one at least is funny because it's pennies.
Because he's on the penny, and now he's of the penny.
He loves the penny.
It's a big thing made out of little things. Do you get it?
What has become must return.
You're so salty, TT.
So Julie sees the giant snake man, and she sees herself in the wax museum, and she's just like,
Oh, hey, Julie.
"Hey, this is normal now, huh?"
Yeah. Doesn't even flinch. Oh, yeah. Julie, this is monosyllabic Chuck. Monosyllabic Chuck, this is Julie.
I think I've seen him before, but we'll leave it to the fans to say whether or not that's canon. Wink. I think she did encounter monosyllabic Chuck before, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like,
might
I
have
think she
seen
saw him, and that was one of many things that made her faint. The first time she tried to join the group.
It might be, yeah. But this
But
is the
I'm not
proper
100% certain. So I don't know.
This is their proper introduction, though.
Yeah, so Julie says, hey, Ed. And then she like, offers monosyllabic Chuck her, creepy Skeletor hand. The one made of needles. And Chuck
Yeah.
looks at it, and he takes her hand and he shakes it. And when he does, there's just a little bit of like a sort of purple sparking between the two. Julie doesn't notice, but Chuck kind of looks at his own hand with curiosity, like,
Zoe snaps a picture of them shaking hands.
okay.
Is there anything weird in the picture? I have my special camera
Okay.
from the...
Chuck more or less looks like he is.
Okay.
Other than just there being sort of a purplish aura that shows him not being entirely of this plane of existence. There's nothing really, hidden about Chuck. He's a giant snake that somehow operates a mech suit, despite not having hands.
Yeah.
Julie is made of needles.
Oh God! What?
Yeah,
Her entire
instead of
body?
Julie Hazatol, the person there, you see just a needle humanoid construct, as if the hand that was attached to her arm was now attached to a body that matched it.
Zoe?
Oh no, she's a thing made of smaller things.
Yeah, she's a thing made out of smaller things. She's a big thing made of smaller things.
Get it? Zoe legitimately screams a little bit at that. It almost drops her camera.
Zoe?
You okay?
What?
Good?
Fine. Good. I'm good. Fine. Yep.
I think that's about when Isaac walks in and goes, I didn't even show you the painting yet.
What? Yes, Isaac's here. Good. Let's look at Isaac. Hey, everybody, Isaac's here.
Yeah, he walks in with the painting underneath like a blanket or something he had in the car, like a towel. And he's like, so my day's been weird. Oh, hey, Chuck.
Hey.
As Isaac's talking, Zoe is slowly slinking backwards away from everybody and like grabs Chuck's hand and slowly pulls him back with her.
Kid?
Okay, Chuck, she shows him the photo. This happened. I don't know what that is.
That's your friend Julie.
Yeah, but she's... Look, you don't see that? You don't see what she looks like in the photo?
Like your friend Julie.
But no. I mean, look, in the picture, she's like made of needles. Like her
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
Is that what she looks like to you?
Yeah. And he looks at you like you're fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, with the
what's
rest of
going-
you.
So what's going on with the gourmand thingy?
So, Kiro Abe at the bakery went down to check out him. Spindle said he had a heart attack after his bread Jesus came to life and then was eaten by birds.
What?
I was there when that happened.
Okay, so that's true and not a prank as they thought it was? Okay, that's...
I mean, the police started telling everybody it was a prank, but I saw the damn thing. There weren't like electronics or whatever in it. It was made of bread. And cranberry filling oozing out of its stigmata.
In the background, you see Zoe like whispering to Chuck, and then they both just freeze and look at that as they're talking.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I saw that thing when he put it up like yesterday when I went in for a bagel. God, that thing. I thought it was like moving when I turned away, so okay.
It turns out bread not good for making limbs out of, apparently, because it fell apart when the birds got it.
Yeah, I mean that's why you don't see bugs that size. Just collapse under your own weight. But anyways, went to go check on him because after his heart attack, his teeth started to fall out. so they sent me to check up on him. I went in. His eyes are gone, and a mouth popped out of his, or an eyeball popped into his mouth, like our old friend. Isaac's like looking really stressed.
Julie is looking visibly concerned too, because like, she might be a bit of a bitch, but she cares about the old guy. He's nice to her. One of the few friends of the family that is still nice to her now.
Aw.
And Isaac continues. He's like, I think I managed to like slow down what was happening. The readings were off the chart, but and then as I was coming here, I found this on the side of the road and pulled back the towel to show off Jesus Sonic. And
I hate it. I hate it.
This is what it looked like.
What the hell?
I hate it.
Looks like something like those Satanists would make.
What is it saying underneath it? What are all these words? I can't read them.
I'll
He will
become.
I will become. He will become. I
Yes.
will become. He will become. You 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 will become.
All right, stop. Ah!
That's bad. That's bad.
That sounds like a mimetic hazard. Should we
Yeah,
destroy it?
that's why I'm trying not to think too hard about it. And Isaac puts the towel back over it. I'm trying not to think
Julie's
too hard
like,
about
hey,
this.
wait a minute. And she reaches out for needle hand and she picks off a thread of spider silk and she's like, huh.
So
Sorry, that was just
Yes.
weirding me out.
Yeah, it was in a bush on the side of the road.
Zoe looks at her camera, looks at the painting, like, Then she looks at the picture she just got of Julie.
This is bad. Whatever that thing is, I don't know if we should be
So
around it.
theoretically, do mimetic hazards exist? Like if you like a deadly like verbal disease or something that
Oh, of
turns
course.
you into things?
Oh, you can totally get fucking pawnee pooled in this place.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's a very good
I
horror
think,
movie, and sometime you must see it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my brother made me watch it recently, and real good.
I love Pawnee Pool. Pawnee Pool and Crimson Peak, those are the two movies I watch on Valentine's Day when I don't want to think about how lonely I am.
No.
But yeah, pneumatic things. I think the whole Babel incident was a mimetic virus that got out of hand. But this is I don't know how long Abe has, but I think could reverse it. Maybe.
So you found this near the bakery.
Oh,
he
was
found
it?
No, you found it on the way, but from the hospital to the wax museum.
Yeah, it was on the side of the road, like it fell off a truck or something. It's just like in a bush, and I just,
The living Jesus and this mimetic hazard thing are definitely all of this is connected somehow. So investigation-wise, we might have to go investigate the bakery.
Sure, we shouldn't investigate the Satanists? I mean, this is exactly like that Lyle guy's work, Something to piss off all the Christians. My mom complains about it every year at the art fair.
No, Lyle's doing something different this year. He's going to try to hoax the devil dragon.
Oh, that won't backfire at all.
In a town with
That's what
living
I said.
monsters, he's going to do a hoax. That's that's asking for some trouble, I think.
Yeah, I think we can rule him out of this. Because Lyle's the kind of guy not to repeat past mistakes, and I'm pretty sure this thing showed up in the art fair about 10 years ago.
It did?
Yeah, it was like 3 years in a
Did?
row about some sort of weird Jesus thing with this sort of.
Yeah.
I believe it
Dude,
was
I feel like
called.
there's some sort of weird Jesus thing every single year.
Yeah, I think it was. First one was mouths. Which is just a painting of a bunch of mouths. And then the second year it was a bunch of eyes, and then the third year it was a black canvas but with a bunch of mouths and eyes. Which also reminded me of the gourmand. So
I mean,
Well,
there's
let's
been
talk.
it was that Rambo Jesus. It was Jesus in a Superman outfit. There's a
Well, this-
skeleton Jesus.
If it's a skeleton, how can you tell it's Jesus?
It was wearing the robes, and he's got the funny stick hat. You know.
And had a beard. It was weird.
There was
That's weird.
that painting of the Virgin Mary that turned out to be inflation art.
What?
that, that,
That one was
Wait.
And on cue, that's when the front door opens. And Celia waddles in, carrying a large chest under one arm. Alright, guys, I spent all day gathering everything I have. I don't know what we're doing, but I am ready for anything. And she sets it down.
it's the gourmand again.
What?
It's not confirmed, but it might be like gourmand related. And Isaac pulls back the towel for the painting.
I started without me?
We were waiting for you to get here.
What's the gourmand?
You started without me?
Okay,
I didn't even know what you guys wanted to do this year.
Oh no, this isn't us, Celia.
Okay, good, because it doesn't look like any of your work. Frankly, I would expect better from all of you.
Oh,
Damn.
hey, is Drake here?
Drake is here, there. Just call
Well,
if you need him.
Can I see you?
No, you cannot.
God
Drake,
damn
out of the chest. Full of art supplies. Don't ask where the chest itself came from.
I thought you
I'll have nightmares.
thought you were gonna say you found the
The owner
treasure.
of the bakery is having an eyeball grow out of his mouth and his eyes turn into mouths.
Zoe shivers.
So,
Oh.
to recap, the gourmand was a weird thing from the other place that wanted to eat the entire world and was made out of hands, mouths, and eyes.
It was
And
the worst.
flesh.
Yeah, I was
Wait a-
the one who killed it.
You were. It tried to infect me and turn me into one of them. I still have nightmares.
So it's like a disease?
Kinda.
It was trying
A
to hollow
reality infecting disease? Yeah, you could say that.
out people, and so it could force its way into our world through us somehow. It was bad.
It's even now. It's one of. It's up there with one of the grossest things I've ever seen. Even now.
Alright. Yeah, this is, okay, so this is more tonally consistent than, fighting pastry messiahs.
I mean, we gotta figure that shit out
I'm
too.
sorry, what?
Oh goddamn, Celia.
A giant statue of Jesus made out of bread came alive and then got eaten by birds. And it's connected to poor Abe Steenstra getting his eyes melted out?
Well, did
Oh.
the Jesus say anything?
It screamed a lot, and then birds ate it.
So no wars or anything?
No. No. It just screamed.
As they're all talking, Zoe's still back with Chuck. She's like backed away, you know. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
Can you lift that towel up again and aim the picture in this direction just for a second?
Yeah, and lift it up.
Zoe lifts up her camera and snaps a snapshot of the entire group plus the painting.
Okay.
Because I kind of want an
Julie's-
update on what everyone looks like, and also what the fuck is up with that.
Julie's still made of needles. And
Good
some
night.
of those needles are now slightly tangled in thread connected to the Jesus painting, which connects to Isaac, who has lots of threads hanging off of him like puppet strings going up into the
And-
ceiling.
And Isaac has an extra pair of eyes above his forehead.
all of your friends
Okay.
can turn into monsters or in their monster forms.
Okay.
Kaiko's got that nice little fire just sort of hanging out.
One winged angel intensifies when you see Kaiko.
Yep. Hal no longer looks like the Catman.
Oh shit, what's he look like?
Hal.
Oh.
And you see Drake photobombing everyone at once.
Mm-hmm. While also reading.
Now I'm worried about what happened to Hal.
Yeah, what about the picture?
The picture. Remember when I described the spectral hands touching poor Abe Steenstra?
Yeah.
There are dozens of them, smaller because the picture frame is much smaller than a human, all gripping onto the frame of the picture, leading up to a bloated round body whose many eyes open inside the picture. Like the picture is otherwise still, but the part of the photo that shows this entity suddenly has eyes open up on its bloated shadow body.
So he crunches the picture up and crinkles it up. Get rid of that thing! Get rid of that now! Get that out of
Drake.
here!
So is there any way to study if this is like a mimetic hazard or something? I don't want to get Ponty pulled.
The guys, I think we should get that thing out of here, like, away from us at least.
Okay.
Guys?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a good that's a good idea. Sorry, the Weird Al gif is like haunting me. I gotta look away.
Can I have the general use sensitive real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll for you, general. 6. Do you have any pluses to that? It's a plus weird.
Either way, I think
7.
we can do.
Okay. General, when you open up your brain, the second environment, roll plus weird. You got a 7, so on a 7 through 9, you gain a hazy impression about something important.
Okay. Whatever is causing
is the
poor
gen-
Abe to undergo a physical metamorphosis, it is spreading through artwork.
Oh, okay. You guys continue talking.
It's a mimetic hazard. We need to find the source or. How does Spindle deal with these?
Well, they used to have a specialist.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna ask. Where's Mallory? Simon, is Mallory off today? Oh,
Oh, wait, yeah. In the back, painting a dragon of Simon.
Guys?
hey Mallory, we got a mimetic hazard, mimetic virus situation happening.
Simon sticks his head out. You're being attacked by memes? I'll deal with this, honey.
Oh my god.
I mean, you're not wrong, Simon. But she'll explain to you later.
Oh my god, we're living a Metal Gear Solid story.
Oh my god, oh no! Guys? Guys?
Yes.
This thing is spreading through the art.
Yes, it's a mimetic hazard. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
but
infested the image of Jesus.
No, okay, look. She shows them the photo. She uncrickles it and shows it to them with her hand over top of Julie, but mostly the fucking thing that's floating there and now has eyes opening on a solid photo.
Why are you covering Julie, Zoe?
Oh
Why
God!
are you...
Hal
Stop that!
Hal looks at the picture and goes, what are all these threads on you going to you, Isaac? What are these?
You know, I wish I had an answer that wouldn't make me sound crazy and take up a lot of time. Just say it's I guess a psychic wound from a previous job before I moved here.
I mean,
And Kaiko would know he's not
Isaac,
exactly
you
lying on
realize
me.
that I came into the wax museum today telling everybody about seeing a bread sculpture of Jesus walk, right? I don't think any of us are going to think you're crazy from whatever story you bring in.
I turned into a snake monster.
and these here,
Uh,
you're covering Julie, but all these threads are going to her too.
Sorry, sweat.
huh.
Why are you
Well,
covering
that's
me?
concerning.
It just, that's just where my hand landed.
Julie makes a grab for the picture.
Hey, okay, Julie.
Right, grabs
Oh.
the picture.
No,
Come on, give me,
no.
nerd. Give it to me, nerd.
Hey, Julie. Hey.
Nerd.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm just surprised she's not covering up Hal like she usually does.
But no, house right there. He's totally normal. Okay.
She's just like this with certain. I think she's just like this with certain people in pictures. Like I think she's like a picture perfectionist.
Yeah.
I want to see what I look like. What? Is my
No.
hair out of whack?
No, it doesn't look. No, stop. It doesn't look good. I need to. I need to
Then
try
show
again.
it to me. Show it to me. I
No.
can deal with
It's
it.
because you look like you're made of needles to me.
Does he see that?
Sometimes you look like you're made out of needles. Sometimes it's inconsistent.
That's like weirdest insult to my appearance I've ever had. And a lot of guys have negged me, so that's
Why?
stiff competition.
Zoe moves
No.
her hand.
Isaac just like face bombs.
Zoe moves her hand.
Oh yeah, my hair looks nice.
What? Hair? What? Zoe looks at the photo. Does she still see the needles?
Yeah.
She looks at the monosyllabic Chuck.
We
got pressing issues to deal with. A man is dying.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of important. The photo. Did you see this thing in the photo?
Mallory strolls out of the veterinary room in a smock that's already streaked with paint and big rubber gloves, looking very art chic at the moment. She's like, okay. Mimetic hazard, you said?
Zoe hands
Lift up the
It's tracing
towel.
Armand, but it's traveling through images.
the art specifically.
Do you have an example?
Zoe
Lift up
hands
the
him the
towel.
photo.
Jesus Christ, you guys really got around, supernaturally speaking, huh?
I mean,
It's like
I turned
every
into
single one of you got infected. We should have to do like PSAs in school or something.
I turn into a snake. Come on.
Like a moth cat snake.
Moth cat snake. I get, yeah. I do like. Listen, I've got like one part Intrig Cold, one part the General, one part Chuck's friends. I think were those other snakes with you, Chuck?
I think they're from here.
Okay, guess they're from here.
Pretty welcoming though.
Yeah. They sent me an apology note, which was nice. But anyway, yeah, we're all weird. I get it. Celia's a fish. We're
Alright,
we're
so
mermaid?
do you have this painting this photo took from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, show me that. That's better than the photo.
Yeah, no, that's what I lift up the towel.
But
Okay.
Yeah, found this on the side of the road.
Mallory takes a good long look at it and is like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna need to get some tools. And she goes back into the veterinary shop for a moment. She comes back out wearing like this like very elaborate set of goggles. Like, think of a night vision goggles from Jurassic Park. If like,
I don't think we should be doing this in the lobby either.
if they had to be repurposed for a sci-fi film by Roger Corman, that's what they look
Oh my
like.
god.
I don't think we should
I
be doing
figured
that
we were
in
in, like, one of the-
lobby.
We are not in the lobby, Kay. We moved in
Oh.
the back.
And she's got a
I
new
figured
heavy
it's like
duty set
the
of gloves.
museum break room.
Plus, the shop is kind of like soft close since Simon and Mallory are on the back. So Mallory starts handling the painting and examining it, and she's like, "It's gonna take me a while to figure exactly what it is doing and how we can stop it."
I had a
But-
bathroom emergency. What did I miss?
Mallory's examining the painting.
Oh, and Mallory, here, I took some readings, and Isaac will hand over the little tricorder. I took some readings of the victim. They're
That is very
They're
close to our
decaying.
gourmand victim, huh?
Yeah.
And the facial arrangement. I mean, the gourmand had a whole bunch of eyes and mouths, but eye in the mouth, mouths in the eye sockets.
Ugh.
It's a commonality connection. But it can't be our friend the gourmand because, I mean, one, you guys, you killed it, for lack of a better word. And two, it's not acting the same way. But this will narrow down figuring out how to deal with it. It must be something similar to the gourmand that is trying a different way to break into our reality.
a bit more subtly, too.
Why through art? That's an interesting question.
I remember back a few years ago there was art like this in the art fair.
There are lots of mimetic interdimensional hazards that you can come into, but this is interesting.
Are we in danger? There's a bunch of thread in my photo. There's a bunch of threads connecting this to.
I'm not getting any readings from the rest of you. If I'd
Okay.
hazard to guess, I think this is probably infecting the people who make the art in question.
Oh.
Not 100% positive on that, but
So
That would make sense.
so
The
we should
victim
go
would
in.
think.
So if I had to guess, it's maybe targeting everyone who's making Jesus related art.
isn't that like half the town?
Yeah.
God, that's like half the town.
It's half the town.
Oh god.
It's half the town.
Well, guys, I think we all knew it was going to come to this one day.
What?
Jesus Christ must die.
I have news for you.
Oh, right.
I mean, he did that once and he came back.
Yeah, I don't know if we could make it stick.
I could try, but I
No
doubt it
eating
will go.
Jesus.
Also, he's like you, Greg, because he's also the Holy Ghost, but also not. He's also his own father. And
Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta. Quinn is asking to be let out.
Aww.
Aw.
I mean, he's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit all in one. So, kind of like you. So,
Would it be like you? Would it be like you and Susie trying to eat one another? Like,
I don't know, but the
What
only
is-
holes
oh,
I
that-
have are
oh
the
God,
faces of the damned.
oh God, is heaven just? Is a Christian heaven just Jesus eating your soul?
Like,
God!
is it like?
Whoa!
Is it like that picture of?
Saturn devouring his son.
Yep.
The what? What?
The Francesco Goya, I think, picture where it's Saturn devouring his son.
Oh my god!
Hold on, let me pull up a picture.
I think it was
Hey.
Goya.
Celia, it's a good thing you didn't start your art project yet.
Well, it wasn't going to be Jesus related.
Because
Okay.
because otherwise, I think everybody, if it was just anyone making art in general, then
Yeah, that'd be like literally the whole town. Not just most of it, that'd be all of it at this point.
And that'd also be all of us.
Hey, we haven't done anything yet.
I did a couple years ago before I got banned.
You got banned?
It's lifted now. Turns out the judges don't like when you rig one sculpture to explode out of the other's chest.
That's Isaac laughing.
Why are we laughing? Sorry.
A light bulb goes off in Julie's head, and she says, "Wait a minute. So, if it's targeting people making Jesus art, then like, couldn't we just stop it by making people not make art of Jesus?"
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Hayden.
Mallory says that could work, though I'm not sure how you'd convince this town to, give up on that, given the yearly trends.
Hold on. If Lyle is trying to make a hoax devil dragon, then we should either help him or get the actual entity in question.
Oh, I saw the devil dragon that one time in the woods. Oh, did I not tell you guys about that?
So what?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Listen, that fucker's been crashing in my parents' room.
I'll say he owes you something then.
So like, we're
Before
gonna
Hal
traipse
passes
into the
out.
woods and look for a devil dragon and see if it wants to help us stop people from making Jesus art.
Yeah, we go find the devil in the woods and convince him to make people stop worshipping Jesus for a summer to save them.
How are we going to do that in this town? If they see a devil, they'll probably just make more Jesuses.
Mm-mm.
Is it usually this like? I don't want to say dogmatic. That's not right the word. But is it usually this like overwhelmingly Christian?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, most of the art isn't actually Christian. It's a very loud subset. And people want to win, and the only things that seem to win are religious.
Yeah, my mom's good friends with Karen Bay, and both she and the other two judges are pretty fervent about which pieces qualify as high art, and it basically boils down to religious art and art that's made of little things, but it makes a big thing.
So a few options. We either destroy all the Jesus art before it gets put up, or we somehow replace all the judges with new judges.
We could
Or
also start a rumor
I mean-
that the judges are trying to look, not so Christian, and they want things made out of little things, so people stop making the Jesus art.
But if they make Jesus art out of little things,
Okay, so out of the two options, on the one hand, we could get new judges, but on the other hand, it would probably require murder.
Either way, I think we need to get the other artists involved, also including Lyle, and the Satanist.
I like the
Karen
rumor
Bay is
idea.
I mean, Karen Bay is a tacky, tasteless bitch, so offing her wouldn't be a great loss.
True, but the cleanup, it's a hassle.
Also, Kinky, I
Trust
don't know
me.
if you heard what we said, but
I did, and I was playing with Quinn for a bit because she was
about what the true nature of Jesus in melody.
Yeah, I will make a disclaimer for all the Christians and former Christians like myself out there. It's nothing against Christianity itself, just a particular brand of American Christianity that's very, very
Frustrating.
insistent upon itself.
And plus, this is all in good fun. We're having fun here.
Also, there's
Yeah.
only like 2 other people who listen to this, so we're fine.
We're fine.
hmm So anyway, murder. Yes, no.
Let's put that as our last resort.
The very very
Either way, if it's
last.
transmitted, Isaac, if it's transmitting through Jesus images, we should at least keep track on everyone who's making a picture, a religious image, and like have them like observed and pre and maybe preemptively quarantine them if they start showing symptoms.
Mallory coughs and says, "What's really important isn't who wins the art fair so much as getting people to stop making depictions of Jesus. Because if this is what the thing is focusing on, then that's going to be the problem whether they win or not."
So anybody making any sort of art then with any religious connotations should, if we can stop them, we should.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's true of most years.
Yeah, but good luck.
So you're saying we should, but to go like the Orthodox Church and ban any religious depiction for blasphemy.
So I have some problems with that. What about the people who've already made their art? And
That's
does this
That's what I suggested. We should find out who's already made art of Jesus and get them hospitalized as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to try to figure out how to stop whatever this process is, but it would be good to keep tabs on everyone who's already made a depiction of Jesus.
Who do we know who made one last year?
I might be able to get Spindle to send out their agents to look after people.
We should also try to get access to the full list of entrants that the judges have.
Julie, you said your mother was a judge, right?
Well, Julie's mom is friends with one of the judges. But Julie herself is not on good terms with her mom.
Problem number 2. What if this thing gets pissed at us for doing this?
Oh, it's going to be pissed either way.
If it's connected to Gormand, it's already pissed at us.
It's already angry.
I wonder if we could put a Jesus picture on Big Mel and then he'd take care of it.
Holy shit!
Let them fight.
Paint Jesus on Big Mel.
Spray paint the fucker's back.
But
whoever among you does that would then not only be a vector for infection, but also probably have Big Mel on your case, Mallory says.
It's a little late for that.
Yeah.
I don't think Big Mel would appreciate the equivalent of a kick me sign being stuck on his back.
To be fair, so far Big Mel has just attacked you guys, on his normal route. He hasn't been actively hunting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically he only knows you if you look at him in Bewitched Melody.
Yeah, he's a predator, and he's occasionally pursued you as a predator might pursue something it wants to eat. He's not actively hunting you, stalking you yet.
Except he ate
Isaac still has
legs.
nightmares about being chased by Big Mel that one time.
Except he ate Celia's legs, and Zoe's pretty sure he ate her little brother.
Yeah, both of those are canon.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah, I mean...
I knew Celia's was, but...
He's not angry at us personally yet, but if somebody painted a fucking Jesus on him and set whatever the hell this thing is at him, yeah.
It's terrifying when Big Mel notices you while doing his daily routine of hunting for prey. Imagine how much more terrifying it would be if Big Mel suddenly decided, okay, my priority is killing those people in specific, rather than just whoever I managed to find.
Let's not do that yet.
Sure. Yeah, that's not. That's like our nuclear option, I think.
Like the nuclear option, it's a bad idea.
Yes.
Like if suddenly you're eating spaghetti and one of the noodles just slaps you, you'd be very interested in that specific noodle.
It wouldn't slap you. It would
I
reach
mean, that
out
was
of your
Tycho
spaghetti
lighting him on fire one session.
and...
She big whammied him right in the back, and it took a while to put out the fire.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone after Keiko some more. Now that you bring it up.
She's too spicy.
She's spicy.
Yeah, he might not want to eat the fire.
I don't think he actually saw me cast it. It just happened. Because Kaiko did a shot and run back into the museum, so he didn't see who did it.
Yeah. But yet, Zoe, I'm pretty sure that as soon as we start doing anything that messes up whatever this thing is trying to do, that it's going to already be angry at us. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to have fucking Gourmand running around again.
Oh, hell no.
Alright, so few things. We need to make sure keep track of everyone who's making a Jesus anything. Either planned, and definitely make sure anybody who has already made one is being watched for immediate hospitalization. 2, we need to get a group or alliance together to form a cabal to try to stop as many Jesus images as we could. 3rd, and which ties into that, we might need to find the Devil Dragon.
All right.
Seems like a good mission statement.
So
If anything, to make sure it doesn't take offense to Lyle's attempt. I know how these things tend to go.
yeah.
You're trying to make a hoax of a monster, and it turns out the real monster's real, and you somehow piss it off, and it starts killing people.
We've all seen that episode.
For a lot of monsters, imitation is not flattery.
Zoinks, Chuck says.
I think the only one who even appreciated it was Southpaw Sam, but
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Chuck.
He nods.
So
But I think even Southpaw Sam took offense to that one DB Cooper movie.
Yeah, but who did?
So
Hmm.
where should we? I think we should start first with getting that list of people.
I need to call into Spindle and inform them on this.
Also,
Every time you say Spindle, Hal like flinches.
it might be worth talking to that Jesus critic guy.
Jesus critic?
Yeah.
Mallory looks at you in confusion too, and Julie's like,
the last few art fairs, there's been guys who's just like a real stereotypical critic going around and critiquing all the Jesuses made.
"Oh yeah, I remember my mom talking about being real offended by that guy because he didn't like the Jesus macaroni sculpture my cousin did."
Was it a good sculpture?
No, my cousin's a talentless piece of shit.
Oh, shit, okay.
Didn't he win that art fair anyways?
It won like best junior prize, something like that. Just weird because she's 21.
Okay, oh god.
Yeah, guys, we all know the fucking art fair is rigged. Let's just accept that and move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, but
Hey, sorry. Good.
Susie, well, this is my first art fair I've really been involved in a roundabout sort of way, I guess. I've kind of ignored it most years.
Mom and her posse get like really invested in it because like it determines the cultural state of our proud town and all that bullshit. But like, I always thought it was just kind of corny and a bunch of tacky shit in everyone's shop.
While Julie's ranting about her mom, Isaac would actually go over to Celia and was like, "Hey, Celia, do you have your flame sword?
Always.
Uh, you see that string connecting Julie and the painting? Can you maybe snip that?"
She squints for a moment, points at it, makes sure she knows which one you're pointing at.
Yeah, he'll try to grab it.
She walks up behind it, holds up her sword, and does that thing where you unsheath it rapidly, cut it, and resheath it in one motion.
Okay, you try to do that, and the sword snaps in half.
What?
What?
Oh no.
Oh,
You know that scene in Hercules where the Fates are pulling the thread and they get out the scissors and the scissors gets utterly fucked up?
Celia just stares quietly.
What's the matter with this katana? The thread won't cut!
Celia just stares at the broken blade in quiet shock.
Oh no.
that. I'm so sorry, Celia. That's not what I was expecting to happen.
You guys know the person who made it. It's fine.
It has sentimental value.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we can get it repaired.
You can reforge it like Narsil.
Also, you can just Kintsugi this shit.
She just stands there quietly still.
Did you just break a sword on thin air?
Celia, what happened? Celia?
The thread in the picture.
Red was
So,
mightier than the sword.
So he walks over and
Seems-
picks up the broken part of the sword. Celia?
She's just quiet. Can I see that painting?
Looks to Isaac.
And it's on the table.
Oh
It's
yeah,
on me.
Mallory had it on the table.
Be right back, dinner.
Yeah, Mallory's been examining it. She's like, yeah, sure. She hands you the painting.
The threads are connected to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me and Julie.
I don't know if snapping it would be a good idea when we're trying to figure out how to use it to, figure out how to stop this.
The thing is, the webs are not tied with whatever this gourmand thing is.
Yeah, I would say it's not like the threads are coming from the painting so much as they are wrapped around it.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the one that was connecting the painting to Julie, trying to sever that.
Zoe puts a hand on Celia's shoulder. Celia,
Zoe?
we'll get it fixed. Like, it's not going to be a replacement. It's literally, we're going to take this one and we're going to get it fixed.
You guys could do that right now if you wanted.
Yeah, we could
Being-
go. Yeah. While they figure that out on this end, Celia, why don't we go find what's her name?
Susan Hanzo.
Why don't you and I go find Miss Hanzo and ask her about fixing the sword?
What?
Celia?
Is there a piece of the painting you could take?
Mallory looks at you like, what?
Could you trim off like a piece of the portrait?
I would prefer to have the whole thing, but I guess if you want to separate into pieces, we could try. I mean, it looks like it's just
Or even
canvas,
just-
but God knows.
I just want
Is
a
there-
piece of it.
From the
What?
site and photo, does it look like the frame is also tied to it, or is it just the image of Jesus itself?
I would say the thread is wrapped around the picture. Like like if you have a picture in a frame, this is a thread that's been wrapped around it and tied.
Oh, I was meaning the gourmand essence, not the
Oh, the
the
whole picture.
weaver.
The whole picture is has the gourmand essence.
Okay, yeah, just trim off a corner of the frame.
Celia takes the painting, opens her mouth, and tries to take a bite out of the corner.
Oh God.
All right. Do you normally have the ability to bite through wood?
Yes.
I mean, she does.
Celia's
Yes.
bite does 4 harm and is armor piercing at this stage.
All right. You bite through a solid chunk of wood and canvas, and you tear it off. And at first, it's just like a normal painting, and then blood begins to seep out of the wood and the threads of the canvas, and blood just starts pouring out of the painting. And at first, it's disturbing, but then it just keeps going. And it just continues to pour comically long until there's this large puddle beneath the painting. It just continues to bleed and bleed and bleed. Like the puddle's beginning to get so big that you're having trouble avoiding it with your feet.
Huh.
Should someone get a mop bucket or something, or
About a few
hydrochloric?
minutes into the painting bleeding, you hear a siren going off somewhere farther in town.
Oh no.
What?
That may have antagonized it.
No, that might have hurt the person who made this.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's let's leave that part here, Celia, so Mallory can look at what just happened. Let's go
Oh,
find
you need
him.
a piece for
Should I do
Hanzo.
fucking first aid on a painting?
What? No, no.
No,
You're the
take the
doctor.
chunk to Hanzo.
Okay, that's not. Okay? That works too. Celia, let's go to Hanzo, or maybe stop and see where that ambulance is going. Huh?
Let's.
Yeah.
And Celia, I'm sorry.
Well,
Your fault.
yeah. Zoe like pulls Celia out the door.
I really hope I didn't bite off someone's legs.
We'll still find out what happened. We'll go there first, and then we'll go find Miss Hanzo.
What happened?
Okay, so what happened,
Celia-
Kay, is Celia bit off a corner of the painting and it started fountaining blood onto the floor. And then we heard an ambulance siren go off.
So Zoe
Like-
is grabbing Celia and taking her to go find out what the fuck happened, and then go to Miss Hanzo to fix her sword.
She makes a watching you gesture at the painting.
Oh, so nothing bad happened to Celia yet besides sword.
The sword
Yeah,
broke.
just-
Yeah.
It snapped her sword in half.
Yeah.
Isaac tried to get the sword to get Celia to use the sword to sever Julie from the spider webbing, but it's pretty strong stuff apparently.
Zoe pulls Celia away, then runs back in and grabs Chuck and pulls Chuck with her.
Chuck follows. He's with you, kid.
Cool. Okay. Oh, I love
Anyways,
Chuck.
so I think this is good. I think you should use spindle resources. Someone should go talk to Mothman about the Devil Dragon, and someone else go talk to the Satanists about Lyle.
Alright, I'll go talk to Mothman because,
It
Mothman.
lives in your backyard.
yeah, she lives in the
Do
backyard.
any of you know the Melody Satanist chapter?
I
know
mean,
they play
Isaac hasn't
D&D.
practiced in years, but
All hell knows
What's
is
that?
they play D&D.
That's true. They are a D&D
I
party.
think I wrote in Kaiko sheet that they invited her over for D&D one night.
Okay, so Kaiko's our Satanist connection. I love Offbeat Melody.
So what did Kaiko
Because they
play?
all felt really bad after her thing got trashed.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say, Lydia?
What did Kaiko play?
Did she
Oh,
go
wizard,
play?
obviously.
Of course. Yeah, that's him. So, who are we doing first? Then I guess.
Let's follow Zoe and Cecilia's thread. Cecilia's thread. Sorry, I have a student named Cecilia, so
Thread.
now that's getting fucked up in my own. Yeah. Oh, we do go on. All right. So you guys, with monosyllabic Chuck in tow, go a walking through the city of Melody till you get to the apartment building that Susan Hanzo lives in.
We wanted
You
to
have
check on the ambulance first.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go wildly searching the town to try and find a random ambulance.
Good point. How do we find where that went, Celia?
It's
Without a car, mind you.
Don't we know who made the painting?
Do we? Shit.
No, because
Zoe-
the tag
Right.
with the name on it just says it will become, he will become, I will become, he will become,
Yeah.
I will become, he will become, you will become, you will
Okay,
become, you will become, you will become.
Yeah. No, we do not.
You could always go to
So-
the hospital later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I guess we should go to Hanzo first, then, and then go to the hospital because
I
that'll give time.
guess if we hear any reports of someone apparently being attacked by a shark on land,
Yeah. Hey, your bite is strong, but it's not strong enough to kill someone in one chop.
yes, it is.
She like puts her hand on Celia's mouth. Then she realizes where she just put her hand and like pulls it back.
There is now a little bit of blood on Zoe's hand.
Ooh. This isn't like poisonous or anything.
If it is, it's too late now.
Oh. I mean, ever since turning into a big snake, I've not gotten sick at all. So maybe that help. Maybe that'll help with my, immune system. Let's go to Miss Hanzo.
Yes.
Hey, Chuck,
All
you
right.
get to meet Miss Hanzo. Oh, you did meet Miss Hanzo.
Cool. All right. So you guys walk to Ms. Hanzo's apartment building. Is this the first time you guys ever gone there outside of Bewitched Melody?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome! I thought it was. As you're walking, people do gawk at you, but most shrug and assume it's for a thing. Nobody
Yeah, well,
really
now that we're
stops and
also
asks about it.
Now we're also carrying two halves of a sword.
Yeah, that looks like it's painted up like fire. They're just assuming it's an art thing. Some do stop and watch as you help monosyllabic Chuck squeeze into this apartment building after buzzing to be let in. As you go up the stairs, you pass by that one apartment that, every time you pass it by,
Yeah.
the door is a giant black void of inky tentacles, and one time it made a gusher into a horrible fruit juice-filled child that died.
Zoe puts her hands out to stop them both. Wait.
When you pass that door, it's a normal door, except for the fact that it's crisscrossed with police tape that looks to be a couple months old.
Oh,
That we're gonna put that on the back burner.
Don't
Yeah,
touch
we're-
her tendrils.
What? You see
Don't
them?
touch. Don't touch her
Gotcha.
tendrils.
Okay. Do you know what that is, Chuck?
Bad.
Yeah,
It's just Boone, guys.
What?
It's just Boone.
It's a Conquered Worm joke.
Ah,
Character in Conquered Worm who also was sort of an inky black eldritch abomination.
okay. See, we brought things to this. We've brought things to this before, Chuck.
We fed it
It's-
candy.
I mean, yeah. And we also brought it a piece of injured coal, and it helped us make. It sort of helped us make a weapon to kill him.
Okay.
I mean, I
Don't
figured,
touch it.
I'm not going to. I'm afraid it'll try and like turn me inside out.
Mm,
You don't touch it either. You
I know.
okay? Be safe, Chuck.
She knocks on the door.
Susan Hanzo opens it and sees the three of you, and she's like, "Come in."
Does she look
She
any
already
different?
No, well, I mean, you can't see. Like she doesn't have the weird forge hands. You know, they don't. Her hands don't look blackened with red lava like streaks in them. They look like normal human hands in this world.
Okay.
But she's got tea set out on her table. Her apartment looks different. There's not like a big otherworldly forge.
Is there a forge like a at
Nope.
all? Oh. Okay.
It's just an apartment. That wouldn't be up to code.
Hi, Miss Hanzo. Sorry to bother you. As you know.
If you're going to keep visiting to me, I should probably give you my phone number so you can call ahead. And she
Oh.
gestures for the tea.
Sorry. That would be nice though if you're okay with that.
There was an invisible thread connecting people to the Jesus painting, and I tried to cut it, and it broke.
Yeah, that'll
I was
happen.
up the board.
Do you think that'll happen?
Yeah, she said that'll happen.
Okay. Yeah, she's
I don't know if I've implied this before, but Susan Hanso has seen some shit.
yeah, I know. Miss Hanzo, real quick, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Were you in Oren's group?
She doesn't reply immediately, but there's when you say Orin, something flashes behind her eyes.
Ooh. Miss Hanzo?
What's your business here today?
We were hoping for your help.
I gathered. With what?
Celia's sword broke, and we have a piece of something connected to a monster.
Alright. She looks at
Celia-
Swords like, what the hell were you fighting?
There was something wrapped around the painting, and it was connecting to everyone, and I tried to cut it.
Do you remember the gourmand that you made the sword to kill?
I don't.
What?
She looks at it, the sword, and she says, "You said a thread?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that was your gourmand."
No, but it was connected to a painting from it. Like, okay, there's this thread that was connecting one of our friends to a painting, and that the threads were on the painting grabbed onto someone else. It's not from the gourmand thing, but like it seemed kind of connected somehow.
It turned someone into something that kind of resembled the gourmand.
Guys, out of character.
Yeah?
It's implied the threads came from Isaac, since he found the painting that was connected to him, and since
Yeah,
and
the
he's
threads are
connected
his
to
genes.
Julie.
Yeah, it's not. The threads aren't from the gourmand. The threads are from Isaac.
He just wanted to cut Julie free of the webs because she reached out and touched the painting with her claw hand, and it got tangled up.
It's from like something connected to one of our friends. He didn't really explain, but he
Do you
said,
have anyone in your group who has second sight?
yes. I think that. Wait, have you told us that, Isaac?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, he pretty much said that he could see Julie.
Did you see any needles attached to the thread?
Yes.
I mean-
Zoe.
I mean, she's covered in needles.
Yeah, another one of our friends has like a hand made of needles, and when I take pictures of her with my camera, it's a long story.
Again, you see like just this flash of meaningful recognition in Susan Hanzo's eyes.
Oh God! When I take a picture of her with my camera, she's made of needles, and our friend who has the thread connected to him can see that, as can monosyllabic Chuck here. Chuck,
Susan
okay?
Susan nods And she takes a moment to sort of gather her words, and she says, "There are not many things in this world that my swords can't cut. And I don't say that to brag. I just say it as a point of fact.
Mhm.
There was something I encountered once that could not be cut.
Oh. What?
It
What?
too was tied to an entity of needles and thread. A seamstress or a weaver or something like that.
Do you have any idea what it? Zoe pulls out her picture of Julie.
And Susan sort of squints at it and is like, I think I saw this girl drunk on the street once.
Yeah.
That's probably accurate.
She's doing better. She's trying. But she found this thing in her family's collection, and then she lost her arm with something, and then it replaced her arm.
This is why
The
you
thing that
shouldn't meddle
mangled
with
her.
these things. This is why you shouldn't be getting into these things, especially when you're young.
Okay, I knew you were going to say something about it's too much of a burden for us to bear, but if we don't, a lot of people die. A lot of people die.
Mm.
Whether or not you think we should, we're the only ones who are doing something right now.
I was never much of a lore expert. I can't tell you much about how these things work. I know how to make swords. You want me to fix the sword they use for the gourmand?
Yes, please.
Come back in an hour. I'll have it fixed for you.
Thank you.
And you think this painting is tied to the same entity?
No, it's very similar. It had a similar look to a victim. It had
I
like
think I
an
can.
eye.
I think I can use this to strengthen the sword. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Oh, is she gonna use the piece of the picture to
Mm-hmm.
strengthen it? Oh shit. Okay.
Just
You're
as
gonna
planned.
get an upgrade.
See, I
shit.
totally planned this from the beginning, right?
Oh shit. The sword's gonna get even stronger, Celia.
Thank you. Celia's very clearly distressed.
Oh, Miss Hanzo.
Hanzo looks at Celia, and she's a very steely woman, but you see something soft sort of emerge from her, and she puts a hand on Celia's shoulder, and she's like, every sword owner breaks a sword once in a while. We put a great deal of heart into these things. And the love that you feel for it is returned.
Oh.
I will return your sword to you as good as new, if not better.
Thank you. We've
This
been
is
through so much together.
It saved our lives more than once. Miss Hanzo,
Yes?
I'm sorry that I upset you.
You
I'm
haven't
gonna.
upset me, child. I just know where you're heading.
I'm good at reading people, Miss Hanzo. I'm very good at it. I had to be.
Nod.
I know. I know. I know where you think this is going. I know there was a group once that split up. I'm not sure if everyone's even alive anymore. I know it's a lot, and you think we're too young to be involved in this, but like,
Hanzo has been taking a sip of her tea, and she clacks her teacup down. She's like, I know you're trying to be kind, but it would be best to not talk about this subject.
okay. I'm sorry.
She nods.
if there's anything we can do, just like help around the house or anything. We have each other's fun. We have each other's.
She laughs just a little bit, just like, I'm fine.
No, I know, but like, you've done so much for us. I want to return the favor somehow.
If you want to return the favor, quit.
You know what? You know we can't do that.
Not yet.
Maybe. But if there's ever anything, you have my phone number now.
She does her. She stops herself from rolling her eyes and says, "Thank you."
Look, I know. I'm a kid. People let me know that plenty. But
And mentally, Susan Hanzo jots out a note to make you like help her son-in-law move furniture at some point, just to prove a point.
Good. We'll be back in an hour. Thank you, Miss Townsend.
You're welcome. And the three of you leave the building, and Monosloppy Chuck's like, she seemed nice.
She does, yeah. Just there's a lot there. There's a lot there. You feeling better, Celia?
She nods.
So should we go to the hospital first, or should we find something to do for an hour, get your sword, and then go to the hospital?
I kind of want to go to the hospital. I want to make sure I didn't kill anyone.
You didn't kill anyone.
I can't believe Celia killed a Jesus critic.
That'd be funny.
It'll be okay, Celia. So he looks to Chuck.
Yeah.
Getting you to the hospital is going to be interesting.
Yeah, maybe I'll wait outside.
Hey, you're with us. If we can get you in, we'll get you in.
Okay.
And hey, who knows? You might see a
Also,
little kid.
remember, Nora, you know that the hospital is bugged by Spindle.
Oh, that's right.
Zoe would know this.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Although, it might actually be a good idea for you to wait outside of Spindle. I mean, outside of the hospital. It is bugged by that big corporation that Isaac works for.
I don't care much for corporations or governments.
Fuck the government. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Yeah, so
we never dived into it in past incarnations, but the Gattlesnakes are anarchists.
She's like, yeah, and she puts up her fist for a fist bump.
He puts out his fist, but he doesn't bump yours because he's in a giant robot suit.
Yeah.
And he's not sure whether or not he'd crush your hand.
Zoe bumps his fist. Chuck, I'm really glad you're here.
Thanks. Glad I'm here too.
Aww.
All right. I feel we can pause on that plot thread. What's the next one we want to go to?
Was anybody going with Kaiko to go talk to the Satanists, or?
I'm assuming somebody is.
It's just that Satanists.
I think I was going to call Spindle.
I have to go
You're told
talk to
like
Mom,
Wayne.
ma'am.
Okay, so Hal's on Team Mothman. Isaac's talking to Spindle. Kaiko's going to Satanists. Are you three splitting up? Who wants Julie along with them? You know what? Julie's gonna go with Hal. Julie feels a bit awkward around Kaiko, considering how things shook out.
Yeah.
Isaac was just going to call Spindle, just be a phone call.
Okay, so Isaac will be with Kaiko. So we got Team Kaiko and Isaac, and Team Julie and Hal.
Yeah, where's
Um,
Drake going?
Drake, where
Wherever.
are you going?
Drake
Where are you
can go
tagging
with
along
both at once, technically.
Mm-hmm. Drake's wherever he's needed to be.
Drake's
I'm
wherever
pretty
he
sure Drake would
wants
also
to
know the
be.
Satanists too.
Yeah, they hang out in the cemetery, but they're polite.
Mm-hmm.
So he
They
would
help
don't
know
get
what-
hosed down.
They help him tidy up the graves, and they take delight in when there's
So
like
whenever they do satanic rituals, Drake looks the other way.
Mm-hmm. Ironically enough, the Christians make a mess whenever they come in.
the Satanists are tidy.
Yeah.
All right. Oddly enough, Isaac, as you and Kaiko are going off to meet the Satanist chapter, you get called by Spindle before they can call you.
Answer.
That's bad.
Isaac, did you go see the first man in the hospital?
First one encouraging, but yes, I did go talk to Abe. Well, I didn't talk to him. I checked in on him, and I was literally about to dial your number.
Yeah, I've gotten a report on his condition. And we've got a second subject in far more advanced state of transition.
Yes, it's similar to that reality eater we encountered previously.
Well, yes, we are getting some similar readings, but it doesn't seem to be metamorphosing the same way. The nursing staff seems to have lost track of the second subject.
Okay, that is not good news.
It doesn't seem to be hollowing out the corpse. It seems to be taking the whole thing for a joyride.
That's worrisome. So, what intel I've been able to parse together is that it is a mimetic infection using the imagery of, as evidenced by Bread Jesus, Jesus Christ. So, my prediction is if you look at both of them, this other person probably made some kind of Jesus art for the fair.
It's
And
a
is now-
phone call. It's a phone call. But when you say the word Jesus Christ, you can feel Dr. Wen's facepalm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's going to be one of the bizarre ones, sir.
Supernatural likes to get heavy-handed sometimes, huh? All right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of ingenious. I mean, it's such a persistent imagery. It couldn't have picked a better subject.
It's not the first time an extra-dimensional entity has latched on to religious iconography. This is unusual. My priority would be to find the subject who has wandered off and capture them first. We're calling in a xenopathologist to see if they can look into these things. Don't suppose you're not on good terms with Dr. Mallory Masters still, are you?
If I'm being honest, sir, she's the one who helped me with this diagnosis in the first place.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna just pretend you didn't tell me that. So I don't have to try and look into her for moonlighting on her contract. Good. Use her. Try and suss this out. It would be disastrous if we were caught with our pants down during another xenopathogen outbreak.
And I actually was hoping that we could get the corporation's help in at least tracking down and keeping an eye on contestants who may have entered similar art pieces.
Oh god, the Melody Art Fest this year, isn't it? Oh god, the Melody Art Fest!
Yeah,
Shit!
that's the problem.
Oh!
That's why it's making its move now.
Alright, I'll get some plainclothes agents and try to keep tabs on things. Oh, this is a mess on our hands. I'm glad I've got you on
Isn't
my
this like
my
one of the
payroll,
first times
Isaac.
Win is actually cursed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaac's not saying anything, but internally he's like, oh shit, this is real bad. Oh no.
Yeah.
If Wynn's off this bad.
I'm glad I have you on payroll, Isaac. I'll keep you abreast of anything that develops on my end. Try to get that research subject back because We can't have one of these things just shambling about. It's bad enough we
Alright.
had that phenomenon of the bread. That's something that happens when things are bewitched. I'm sorry, a planar shift is what I should be calling it. Professional nomenclature. Still have that old term in my head. So, yes, I'll get to work. I'll get back to you.
All right. We're chasing down a lead right now, so I'll keep you apprised.
Thank you, Isaac.
And Isaac will hang up and I guess look at Kaiko, who's in the car with them. You heard that? It's like, so shit.
Kaiko sips out of her drink.
Maybe you should text the rest and tell them about.
Already done.
Okay.
Kaiko really waiting for you to tell her that before she hits send.
So Celia and Zoe went here. Oh yeah, second victim's gone.
Hal answers his phone.
Great.
Hal
That's
looks at his
awesome.
messages and goes, "Oh, I hate that."
Is it alright if we transition to Hal and Julie for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to get to the Satanists before the night's done, but I also want to cover some of them. So, Hal and Julie and Hal drives a truck, right?
Hal drives a gremlin.
Hal drives a gremlin, the opposite of a truck, really. So Hal and Julie both in this gremlin, sitting together.
Hal is
So
one of the...
Kaiko's looking better, right?
He kind of like mulls that question over in his face. She looks better.
I mean, like healthier, like, you know, because she went through all the shit with the evil Sasquatches.
No, I mean, yeah, she looks better. She's recovered from her physical injuries.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is she okay?
Would Kaiko have actually shared that with Hal?
About what?
If you feel mentally sound after all of that shit that just happened to you.
You don't just you don't just tell someone if I'm feeling mentally sound. That's not something you observe.
I mean, to be fair, Julie's not asking, like, is she mentally stable so much as, like, is she emotionally okay?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
After she stabilized after the first week. She had some bad nightmares, but
he thinks about it for a second. He goes, she seems to be better. She stopped having nightmares after the first week. But then again, this isn't the first time she's gone through this kind of trauma.
Julie sort of nods grimly. She's been through too much shit, you know?
A little bit.
I mean, you know, obviously, you're like her best friend and all that.
tell me why.
Yeah, we have been friends for a very long time. I don't think I am as close to anybody as I am to Kaiko. Oh, my mother, I suppose.
Well, yeah, how is she? She's still driving boats?
He smiles and goes, "Nice try, but it's airplanes."
Yeah, plane. That's actually cooler. Shit.
Yeah, she still flies. She's actually on her way home right now for the art fair. You know, she always
Dun, dun.
she always
Have you,
enters.
Have you told her about how you adopted a new little sister yet?
Yeah, she knows Zoe's here.
What about the big snake man with the robot body?
That one was a little harder to explain, so I just told her that I moved all of her stuff out of the basement and into a shed so she didn't have to go into the basement. I'm just
Won't
gonna...
that just make her want to find something to do in the basement?
No, Mom's just kind of like... She's more trusting than I am. So, and she also doesn't know any of this supernatural shit's going on, so she has nothing to be suspicious of.
Julie gives you a skeptical look. She's like, sometimes you think your parents are pretty out of the loop, and that's when they catch you smoking weed in your bathroom.
Well, she offered to, she makes pop brownies in front of me.
I wasn't. That was like a. All right.
That was
So
that was completely innocent face. Like, she makes pop brownies in front of me. She wouldn't care about weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kaiko's voice echoes in your head from past conversation. She knows you're a horrible liar.
So Mothman, huh?
Yeah.
Is it like the Scooby Doo to our Scooby team? Or is that the big turtle? Or the snake robot?
Or the cat.
Or the cat?
It's the general, thank
We
you.
have a lot of animal sidekicks.
Yeah. I don't know how I would answer that Scooby-Doo question right now.
Again, I guess we got more
Okay.
meddling kids than Scooby Doo has.
Hey, the general is literally the stat block where Scooby-Doo would be.
Plus, most of us are like adults, so I guess Scooby Doo isn't quite what fits here.
Not quite.
I'm a meddling kid.
I don't know what fits though. So
Maybe Buffy? Oh God, we're written by Joss Whedon.
no.
Wow, that was an insult to yourself, TT.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was an influence on me in my youth, so deserved.
I mean, I guess it's at least Joss Whedon when he wasn't so blatant about it, and Buffy was accidentally good.
Before his head got really up his own ass. Yeah.
So I guess that's all right. At least you didn't say supernatural. I would have had to pull the car over and throw you out.
That would require me to have actually watched Supernatural, and I stayed away from that garbage fire.
Good, that's good. Watched one episode and decided no more. Alright, so I imagine that at this point we're pulling up to Hal's house.
Yeah.
That was
And
an
sure enough,
unexpected nerd bonding
Ivor-
moment.
Yeah, well, I've been planting seeds that Julie has it all as a secret nerd. So you guys pull up, and sure enough, in one of the many, pine trees, Mothman is curled up in its branches.
He goes, hey Avora.
And Mothman swoops down and lands next to you. Yes, Hal and Julie.
Hal, has his hands clasped in front of his face, and he goes, this is gonna sound like a really stupid question, and probably very badly thought out. But, can we talk to the devil dragon?
Mothman's antennae sort of twist in an expression that, as Mothman has eyebrows actually, so I don't have to do the antennae thing. But I'm going to say the antennae do mimic this motion as well. Mothman gives you the Spock eyebrow.
Oh God.
Why?
So there's something kind of like the gourmand replicating itself through religious iconography of Jesus Christ, and the Melody Art Fair is coming up.
That was Mothman giggling, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, and the Melody Art Fair is coming up, and at least one person, maybe two, have already been.
So something is fashioning itself as a messiah.
Yeah.
Oh, the arrogance.
And
so that's why you want a demon.
Yeah, because the Satanists in town, the ones that play D&D and are actually really chill.
I know the Dungeons and Dragon players very thoroughly, yes.
What?
Filing that in the back of my head. Anyway, one of them is,
Any who participate in occult rituals are of interest.
Oh boy.
No.
So one of them is going to prank the art fair, and he does that in air quotes by making it seem that the devil dragon is cursing it, and we kind of don't want the devil dragon to get mad about it. But it's also a very good way to stop the religious iconography. I can't say that word right. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I
Iconography.
understand what you're saying.
Thank you.
You're going to have to find the devil dragon's house, and that is going to be difficult. Not where it's nesting, where it was born.
Ooh, dirty devil stuff. Yes.
That's what the Devil's Dragon is, Nora.
But
I
to
know,
do
but
that,
now we're actually getting into it.
But to do that, you'll have to wander through the woods. The house does not stay in one location.
Ah, scans.
Okay.
And furthermore, anyone who wanders in the woods will quite often wander into a witching hour, and that will be very dangerous for you. So I recommend you find a way to ward off witching hours first.
Okay. Is there a way to do that?
I'm sure there is. I'm more into starting them, so I've never looked into it.
That's fair.
I start it, I don't end it.
I suppose I could start by
Well,
asking...
no, Ivora can end it. Keeping it from starting is not something that she's, used to.
Yeah, that's probably kind of dangerous to do in Melody.
I could probably try to ask Oren if he knows anything about that or looked into anything. Be the best
Oren
place
never
to...
had much luck with controlling the witching hours. Ironically, you may have to start one to find what you're looking for.
Oh.
There's a shopkeeper named Mafaust who might be very helpful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. Do you know what she might want in payment for something like that?
Never been able to figure out her barter system. Seems almost random. Something of significance. It is a fairly steep power, so it will probably come with a hefty price, but I'm sure she likes you, so you'll probably be able to find a bargain.
Okay, I guess
It's been
I'll
so long,
ask.
I don't know if I'm doing Avora's voice right. I know it's willowy, but...
It's pretty close.
Ah, well. Season 2, she's been recast.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Didn't you try to go like a feminine Igor with her?
It is Igor, it's willowy Igor, and it's lightly feminine. I mean, it did not so much so that it didn't come as a surprise when we revealed, her gender.
I heard Professor Pericles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit of Igor and a little bit of fucking Peter Stormare. Okay. Well, then I think I'm in a good ballpark.
You're pretty close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't notice anything different.
Oh, I'll have to figure something else. I'll have to figure that out, I guess. And I guess ask you to start one once I figure that out. Or just wait for a natural one.
I think you need to ask me to start one anymore. And she glances at Julie. What's that mean? And Mothman just gives a little and says, "If you don't need me anymore," she flaps up and goes back to the tree.
Yeah, just so you know, my mom's gonna be showing up pretty soon, and she'll be revving up her chainsaw. I'm sure you've seen that before.
Oh, how lovely. I love her sculptures.
Alright, so Hal's gonna text everybody what he found out from Mothman, so we can all try to figure out what we'd be able to pay Mafaust to give us that kind of shit.
Yeah. That's a...
'Cause unless
All
we
right.
can pay her, I don't think we should go in there.
Meanwhile, back with Isaac and Kaiko. Where did I say? So like you find the basement where the Satanist chapter and also D&D group of Melody convenes. In a building that is leased to Belial Elzebel, I should say. And it is open. And it it says Melody Art Fair Resistance Group meets here. And
Oh my God.
there's flyers for people to join up.
Well, this is the
I don't-
place.
Oh, we have our army.
You walk down into the basement, and sure enough, you see this motley collection of fucking punk goth nerds over a very elaborate hand carved wooden table that is like the most badass D&D table you can imagine, with like dragons sculpted into the legs and like all this beautiful like intricate carving and like a perfect grid on the front to use to put maps over and shit. Little places next to each chair that are specifically designed for people to roll their dice in and keep their dice stored in. Like just imagine the most badass table for D&D.
Oh, you
That is
can-
that is the centerpiece of the room. There's all these great like posters for like fantasy and horror films, memorabilia, just like an entire fucking shelf with like glass panes that holds just a legion of miniatures. Um
Oh.
and like a 4 foot tall statue of Baphomet on the center of one wall with a big pentagram behind it.
Is Baphomet
This is
doing
awesome.
the finger horns?
Oh yeah, Baphomet is definitely fucking rocking out. There's like a
This is awesome.
poster of all the major arcana and tarot. There's like all these bits like there's like the skull that may or may not be an authentic human skull. There's all this witch shit. Like it is the lair of a Satanist chapter of D&D fanatics.
Well, eat your heart out, Matthew Mercer. Geico Motors.
And right now, the people who are in are Dana Gurney and Alistair Brimsworth, the two of the founding party members of the Melody Art Fair Satanist Resistance. Oh, hey! Alistair taps on Dana, who's like currently painting a miniature, and she looks up. She's like, "Oh, whoa! Hey, new members! Hey, welcome!"
I think we've met before.
Yeah, I remember you, Kaiko, right?
Yeah.
Finally went through on joining, huh?
That and the Melody Wax Museum wants in on the Resistance. I actually got promoted to manager position there.
Oh, I mean, we know that Oren's always given us a little bit of funding on the side.
Well, now we want to make it official.
All right, excellent.
So, do you have any knowledge of what Lyle Elzebel's been up to?
Yeah, actually, you're gonna love it because it is
He
totally
told us.
totally up your alley. Yeah, but I bet he didn't show you this. And she reaches into like a cab. Dana Gurney reaches into like a cabinet that's designed to hold maps, and she reaches into the back and pulls out the schematics for a very elaborate puppet of a fiendish dragon that would be operated in part via like drones so it could fly, but with lightweight mechanisms inside to move the head, arms, and tail as it flies through the sky. And that's just for the flying version. We've got some other ones that we're building too. And at this point, Alistair has come out of the back, and there is just this huge puppet head of this dragon that he's got. Like, he's working this little, this radio control to make the head sort of twist back and forth and gnash its jaws while its eyes loll in its sides. Yeah, we've been working on this since the end of last year's art fair.
Because long story short, there's something going on where we're going to try to make sure there is absolutely no Jesuses this year in the art fair.
Dana and Alistair both, their eyebrows go up a little bit as they're like, oh. And then they look at each other like, yeah, right on! And they give devil horns and they stick their tongues out.
Jesus can't win if there's no Jesus in the fair.
I'm gonna show those uptight Christian bastards that this town is for everybody.
Which is always a small minority of people doing it, so...
Alright.
If we can...
And you're in. But first, we gotta make this official. And he goes to a cabinet and he pulls out a bottle of scotch. And he pours out some shots, and he hands it to you and Kaiko. Welcome to the Resistance.
Oh yeah, and Isaac will do the shot.
Kaiko's a bit hesitant, but she does it.
All right. And because we have an 11 p.m. end time, right? Yes? I'm going to wrap this up there. But here's our stinger. Miranda Esper is walking out of... it's late at night. She's walking out of her studio, heading back home, when something shambles out from an alleyway. This gaunt, humanoid figure, about, normal height, 5'10", but emaciated, thin, hairless, pale, and when it turns to look at her, it has an eyeball in its mouth and two humanish mouths in its eye sockets. It stares at her and points and says, "You will become." Miranda backs away, looks visibly frightened, and as the creature shambles towards her, someone in the distance shouts, "Dragon kick!" Miranda and the thing both look up just in time to see a masked figure jump over one of the nearby buildings and kick the shambling creature in its bizarre face, grinding it into the ground underneath the person's boot. When the person stands in the lights of the street lamps, they seem to be wearing a very stylish leather jacket, almost like, biker gear, essentially, with a long scarf made out of what looks to be lizard skin. And a helmet that looks stylized to resemble a dragon. Like, imagine a Power Rangers helmet if they had, like, a Dragon Force season, which, for God only knows they probably did.
If only.
The masked hero stands about 5 feet tall. And it is standing in between Miranda, who's noticeably taller than him, and this monstrosity. The monstrosity stands back up, rubs its cheek, and is like, "You will become," to the masked rider. And the masked rider says, "Dragon punch!" And then jumps forward and punches the monstrosity. And as he punches him, his fist bursts into flame and lights the monster aflame.
What?
And as the monster staggers back in flames, the masked hero does a fucking Kamehameha pose and shouts, "Dragon flame!" And a fucking dragon head made out of fire shoots out of the person's hands and engulfs the creature, burning it to cinders, leaving nothing but ash on the road. Miranda stands back, holds up her hands, is like, what the fuck is going on? The hero looks at her, wags his finger, and says, "No swearing!" before darting off into the night.
It fucking is.
And that's where we're leaving off the first session of the Melody Art Fair. Come back next time to see shit get weirder from here. Somehow.
So the entrepreneur became a Power Ranger magical girl.
Fantastic.
Why do you think it's the entrepreneur?
No swearing.
Come on.
No swearing.
And the height.
It was the height and then the making a pact with a familiar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.